You are listening to the On the Blueline podcast, covering the National Hockey League and more hockey news. Here are your hosts now, Phil Bernardi and Chad Van Doorzen. And welcome, folks, to the On the Blueline podcast. I'm your host, Phil Bernardi, and my partner,
Chad Van Doorzen.
We are recording Friday, May 19th, 2017, the morning of. There's going to be a nice game tonight. Ottawa's leading 2-1 in the series. Penguins, Sens. Up in Ottawa, they've been nuts. It's a 6 Eastern start p.m., so 7 p.m. for us in the Central Standard Time Zone here in the Chicagoland area. For all our listeners, we just like to say we're pretty much supporting the Senators because they have 3 Chicagoland area men. Craig Anderson, Ryan Dzingel, and Tommy Wingels. So it's pretty cool to have, 3 guys from pretty much a 50-mile radius of each other, on the same team, this close to a cup.
It's good info right there, Phil, but can't change my mind on rooting for Pittsburgh.
Oh, Chad, what are you doing?
Sorry.
You're killing me. Chad, you're killing me.
Didn't mean to, man.
Oh, Pittsburgh. It's been that game Monday on May 15th. It was a 1-0 win for Pittsburgh. Marc-Andre Fleury got the shutout. That was a very tight game. It was exciting. It was exciting, but every team was not giving an inch. It reminded me of a football game.
Which one?
Kind of like how, how linemen meet and kind of don't move each other for a second. They're trying to get the advantage on each other. And then something happens. It was almost like that.
It was like a perfect chess match too.
Yes, exactly. That's another example too. Everyone likes to say that, but to kind of tweak it more for, the average listener out there, it was also, kind of an example like that.
Well, Ottawa, they're really big in their chess matches,
Guy Boucher's been awesome with his 1-3-1.
Yeah, the 1-3-1 works. You can put any of those 6 defensemen in the back, and it works because they're all mobile defensemen.
Even Mark Mathot, old man Mark, who's surprisingly is older than Craig Anderson, the goalie.
I'm watching that guy. Watch your fingers. Crosby's hacking over there.
Everyone's hacking. Last night, did you see James Neal get high-sticked in the face? That was literally like a baseball swing.
Did you see... Yeah, also Ryan Ellis.
Penalty.
Did you see the Ryan Ellis broken stick? That's a lumberjack slash for sure.
That was a penalty on Corey Perry, but all those penalties were all well deserved, even Nashville's. That series now is tied 2-2 as last night on Thursday, May 18th, Nashville lost 3-2 to the Ducks in overtime. Nashville was losing 2-0 with less than 7 minutes remaining, and then Subban tied it up on the power play. Ducks, they shot themselves in the foot because they had
6 minutes of penalties in the last sequence of the game.
Pretty much, yeah. And one was a 5-on-3. They managed to kill it off.
That was
Getzlaff blocked it with his foot and literally fell into the bench, and the guys had to carry him into the bench. Yeah. And I had never seen that. I had never seen. I texted you this when this happened exactly. John, what was Jonathan Gibson doing?
Never seen that before in my life.
Nashville had the hockey puck, and he goes and gets his goalie stick out in the corner.
That's beyond rookie mistakes. He's a rookie in the postseason, but I've never seen any goalie do that. Even a rookie in a regular season, whatever.
It's. Even Brian Boucher, who's a journeyman veteran, he was a former Blackhawk. I got to see him, at least warm up and sit on the bench. But he was a good, reliable backup. He had that shutout record. He's he's reputable. Yeah. And I like him in the studio. I actually like him in between the glass I like that crew that they have with Nashville and the Anaheim Ducks right now with Kenny Albert, Joe Micheletti, and Brian Boucher.
Yeah, I mean every single thing that they want to say, they make their point, and that's it. They don't go on, and like when the play's able to start, they stop. They don't continue. Yeah, I would say it.
I think.
Like him too.
Yeah, I like that. I definitely like the Micheletti Boucher combo. I liked it better with John Forsland. I think Brendan Burke at the beginning with the Oilers, he was awesome. But everybody's and Doc Emmerich's coming back tonight, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess he was a little under the weather. So
Fort Wayne native right there, huh?
Yep, a nice sort of local guy.
Yeah.
he definitely loves the Comets, and so do we.
Yeah, it's a team that we would always go watch when we went down to Fort Wayne. That was always a good show to see.
I believe it's the War Memorial. They might have changed the name now with the sponsorship, but it was a great rink, a fun time. But that's another story for another podcast. I think tonight, the Penguins, they lost on Wednesday, May 17th.
They lost bad.
Yes, 5-2. Fleury got pulled, 4 goals on 9 shots. I mean, he looked like a doghouse getting, pelted with hail.
Well, it was even the preview, the Game 3 preview. I was reading how Ottawa was, the team that obviously withdraws back and lets you, get irritated, and, then they go on the offensive pursuit because they have the puck handlers ability to do that, which it's a great system, and they have the players to do it. It's, I really like to watch that. But what we weren't expecting, obviously from reading articles and going on to the preview, going into the game.
Expecting from which team?
Ottawa.
Okay.
Now, where I'm going with is, how they go on the aggressive. That was not going to be expected. I was just sitting there like, what? Like, they're full fork checking almost. And you see all these behind the net goals. I mean, Mike Smith, even when he went solo, they had a 3-0 lead.
Bobby Ryan, he's done it against the Rangers and now against the Pens. That move, you go behind the net and then you pass it behind your back and the goalie's looking at you, the puck carrier, going,
oh yeah,
to one side and draws from one side and leaves his short side wide open, which Pierre will always say is the short side is the new 5-hole. Well, I don't care, Pierre. And neither do we. But I mean, it's true, but none of us really
want to think about it that way.
Pierre just kind of give it a rest for a game or something. Maybe a period. Come on.
He's a little extra.
Yeah. He's definitely a character. I think Ottawa's definitely going to take advantage of that home rink. I mean, they go nutsos up there.
Oh man, they're just an awesome crowd.
I mean, they hand out towels with different guys on them. The very first game of the playoffs was Craig was on the towel, the goalie, and I don't know who's been. They show who's on it every day. I keep forgetting. Carlson's been on it. Chris Neal's been on it. Oh, man, it was. I hope he's in the lineup tonight.
Yeah, he is.
He's in the lineup?
Chris Neal?
Okay. Well, game on. He's a beauty, man.
12 penalty minutes. 2 games. They could be throughout the series, though. Yeah, that is. So.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
What a beaut. I mean, but that's what you need to have a pit bull. I mean, J.G. Pajot has been like that guy, and he's been a scorer.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned this last time, 4 goals in 1 playoff game.
So, I mean, they should have put up a statue right then and there, but that's definitely a petition podcast issue.
For another time?
Yeah. I just like to think that, with the home crowd, Ottawa will feed off it. They definitely got to get one early. It definitely is going to depend on who starts in net, too, for Pittsburgh.
Now,
that's been, the hot talk, but Both of us think Fleury is probably going to start.
I think so too. I mean, the cold hand right now, but before, I mean, he was one of the big reasons why they got past the Capitals. He was on his game in that series for sure.
And as we read on NHL.com, Fleury in Game 6 against the Capitals, he lost 5-2, and then the next game, Game 7, when they eliminated the Caps, he ended up winning 2-0. Got the shutout. Excuse me, and I just gotta say that I think that he will bounce back, but I do think the Sens will still expose him for he kind of can be too aggressive with his butterfly play.
But you know what? I don't think that's.
And as Pierre just will hammer it home. I mean, Ottawa has guys that can snipe, and then he can get them short side for sure.
They do, but when they were sniping, Matt Murray saved them all.
Yep, that's true.
Almost all.
And the thing was, we also saw on NBCSN, they showed the graphic where all 4 of the goals were right in front of the crease, basically.
And if you're not in front of the crease, and if you're scoring goals in front of the crease, what does it say? Your defensemen are not picking a player. They're not tying up somebody.
Nope.
Therefore, how is somebody that wide open?
It's also got to do truly with rebound control, to be honest.
That too. I mean, they have to be able to clear the puck out. Pittsburgh seemed like they wanted to control the puck.
Well, defenseman and with Fleury, because the defenseman, they gotta, see the puck. Oh, I could just chip it straight off the boards, but they always risk throwing it over the glass. And as we've seen, I think this whole series, no delay of game penalties.
We haven't seen it, no.
I haven't recalled one happening really in a long time, even in the Predators Anaheim series.
No.
Just kind of bizarre, but
yeah, I mean,
smart hockey, which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, teams obviously became a lot better at dishing it out, using the glass, and
and like kind of chipping it off the boards with some
strength.
Backspin, I want to say,
Yeah.
kind of like a you doing billiards with a pool ball.
Yeah, or saucering.
Yes, they kind of sauce it right off the boards, and that nice angle. I mean, even guys used to shoot that on goalies at center ice and get that nice hop.
Oh yeah, we've seen a few of those goals this year.
So I mean, and which is my next point. It's awesome seeing teams just throwing pucks to the net, and that's exactly what Ottawa was doing with that. And Pittsburgh, like you said, their D-men just need to pick a guy, clear him out, get the rebounds out, help their goalie out. And the forwards will do their job. I mean,
they're fast. That's what they need to do. They need to chip the puck. They need to clear it out to the neutral zone. Then they need the forwards to come the rest of the way, and then they need to do what they do. I mean, they take care of their business, and that was not being done. You saw the defenseman of Pittsburgh try to control the puck in the neutral zone, then make a pretty pass. It wasn't working. After 4 goals, you would think you would start doing that.
It's been impressive seeing them do all this without Chris Letang, but
really, yeah, it's a good point.
They obviously miss him.
Yeah, but
think about if they had him.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a game changer, man.
Yeah,
I mean even for his age and his wear and tear, he's still like a big part of their attack for mobile defensemen. Because who else do they have? Like Dumoulin? I mean, they don't have Lovejoy anymore.
Daly.
You're gonna count on a third line defenseman?
I mean,
I would rather trust Ron Hainsey.
Yeah, I mean they do have them, but I mean above all, Chris Letang out. Comparing them, Chris Letang is the guy.
Yep, and then excuse me, with the Nashville and Anaheim series. I mean, it's awesome that it's 2-2. I mean, I wish Nashville would have won last night and made it 3-1, but it's awesome that these teams are really battling it out. Bieksa coming back was important for the Ducks.
Yeah, he's a big guy in front of that net, and Gibson needs him. His play even picked up those last few games in the last series because he was in the lineup.
Oh, definitely. It's nice having a guy that definitely will clear out the front of the net for you. And we were just talking about that with
Blocking
Pittsburgh.
shots too. I mean, Gibson, most of the shots, what he was facing 20 shots going to the third, I believe.
There was definitely a sequence where there were, I think, 5 Nashville shots or shot attempts, and only 2 were shots on goal.
Right, because
and 3 were blocked.
They were blocked, and they're doing the same thing that they would do in the postseason with Frederick Anderson, if you remember.
Yeah, a few years back.
Yeah.
I mean, these Ducks teams have been there and done that, especially since Perry and Getzlaff have helped these players learn throughout the years more and more, especially because they've been part of that 07 team, 10 years ago, winning the Cup.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and they've...
Same coach even. I mean, so he knows how to work the postseason. It's just all been kind of up and down with Gibson.
I tell you what, they make a lot of great passes back and forth.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen it all through, and I wish, I would like the Ducks. I don't like them. So, but I would if they would play the puck more than trying to mentally get into their heads. Like, you see it so much. Like, a lot of the stuff
with Kessler.
Yeah, like the mental game is usually off camera, but Kessler goes so far, and if you were, to play the puck more, I'm sure that you would get more offensive production and less penalties for sure.
Yeah, it's been more pleasing to watch Nashville in that regards. They especially do your favorite, the dump and chase.
Yeah, they
got that little Swedish bowling ball.
Arvidsson.
Yeah, Victor Arvidsson. I like that guy.
Yeah, one guy for Nashville that's been big is Ryan Johansson.
Yeah, Ryan Johansson. I mean, he hasn't put up with Ryan Ketzler's mind games at all. He's taken it like a man, to be honest.
A superstar player too.
He's just like, okay, you can do that if you want. I mean,
and he hasn't been in like one fight. He hasn't really been grabbing jerseys. But
what I noticed last night when they played, he like pushed Ryan Kessler's helmet down before the face-off. I don't think I've seen that happen before either. But I mean, it's pretty creative.
Oh yeah,
he's not really buying into the mind games, and a lot of the Nashville players aren't. Yeah, to be honest, it's awesome seeing PK Subban play, and even Don Cherry mentioned it, like playing awesome. Like, just not respectable.
Just not letting anything go through into your head. No
not
emotions.
Being, overzealous and a goofball like he was in Montreal. I mean, albeit the last goal, the game-winning goal, went off his stick, but he was trying to sweep away the other guy's stick. Do a nice sweep check on the forward stick, and unfortunately, it missed the Anaheim player's stick. I don't even remember who it was, and ended up tipping off PK's toe of his blade and went in over Pekarine's blocker and in.
We don't know this, but there's a possibility that if it wasn't PK's stick, it could have been the other guy's stick, because PK's stick was in front.
No, it definitely was PK's. I mean...
Well, it was PK's, but if PK's stick wasn't there, it very well could have gone off the Ducks' stick to go in too.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, he had to sweep check or lift it. He couldn't lift the stick. He was actually, like, running back to the position.
They were at top speed, too.
Yeah, the Ducks really were controlling the puck at that point.
Yeah, that's just how the story goes, and it was a great comeback. It was exciting to watch.
Yeah, it was unfortunate to see my team that I want to win from the West, Nashville, lose, but we're sponsored by a person from the state of hockey. The state of hockey is Minnesota, due to the numerous amateur and collegiate hockey teams, as well as the Minnesota Wild. We were just talking about their minor league team earlier, the Iowa Wild, who were formerly the Houston Aeros.
Oh, yeah.
A good old WHA team. For those of you millennials out there, the WHA, World Hockey Association, was like a rogue league at the time in the 70s, competing with the NHL. But we'll go into that.
Another one.
Oh, in the summer. But we're also Glad to be on JudgeCastRadio.com. WJOB 1230 AM, 104.7 FM, WJOB1230.com. We got our YouTube channel on the Blue Line. We're on the Blue Line on Facebook. Twitter, we're Blueline or at Blue Line Podcast, and then we're on Instagram also on the Blue Line Podcast 0, I believe. Man, it's just been a crazy postseason, Chad. I can't believe that, like, Pittsburgh really is actually down 2-1.
Yeah.
I thought they would have won Game 3, but being in Ottawa, I was not surprised at all. And Dion Phaneuf looks like the Dion Phaneuf of old.
The rookie.
Yes.
That Don Cherry was bragging about, right?
Oh, my God. He would rave about him for about 3 years, and then it was like Phaneuf fell off the map and then came up a little bit in Toronto, and then has been a respectable guy up in Ottawa.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a big change. I mean, there's some off-ice.
I would say he's maybe taken like a Kevin Bieksa type role almost. That guy with the snarl can hit, clear the front of the net,
Oh, yeah.
Not always in the top 4 pair, but can play in the top 4 pair.
Yeah, he's willing to play that role.
Yep. Especially blocking shots more and more. He didn't really do that too much early in his career. I mean, he did, but not to this extent.
Well, he was known he came in as a big offensive defenseman. Like, I'm not offensive, but one that definitely had a powerful shot that can control the puck. I mean,
and a hitter. I mean, we've seen that too. I mean, that's why we've also called him the rookie again.
Yeah, he's emerged.
It's been awesome watching him. I mean, Pittsburgh just definitely has a lot on their hands. If they don't strike first, it'll be tough. It'll be interesting if it'll be 0-0 after one period.
It'll be tough. I mean, if you go back to the 1-0 game where Pittsburgh won, that was a chess match, and the fact that how long did it take Pittsburgh to score that goal? It took a long time. You're right. If Ottawa does score first, they're going to go back in a defensive zone, and it takes a long time. It's proven for Pittsburgh to score that goal to tie it. You go to overtime, and then you guys are tired. So, I mean, yeah, I definitely see what you're saying on that. Pittsburgh, if they clear the puck, they do everything fast, the way that they do.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. They move the puck out of the zone quickly. Their breakouts fast. They cycle fast. Move through the neutral zone well. Back check fast. They support their goalie well. It just, a few were Marc-Andre's fault, a few were their fault. It was a mercy pull. It happens. You get into the next game, which is tonight, May 19th. It's going to be a good one. And then tomorrow, May 20th, we got the Ducks and Predators at 6:15 on NBC. A nice primetime game, which is pretty cool. And then Sunday, May 21st at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time on NBC, we got the Sens and Pens again. And that's going to be Game 5 back in Pittsburgh. So tonight is definitely an important game for both teams.
Now, what do you think the outcome's going to be, in your opinion?
Oh, I'm going to say it's definitely going to go to overtime. I think it's going to be 2-2 going into overtime.
It's a good one.
I think Ottawa's going to win at 3-2. I think with about 6 minutes left in overtime.
Yeah, I mean,
if not, I see Pittsburgh winning 4-1 outright.
Yeah, I know one thing that Pittsburgh needs to do is with an easily startled team in Ottawa, Pittsburgh needs to come and they need to get Hornquist. They need to start agitating Anderson, Phaneuf. I mean, you can get lots of penalty minutes. I mean, you got Chris Neal in the lineup too.
You're really not gonna agitate Anderson. He's an old guy. He's an old vet. He's literally one of the. He's probably the oldest guy left still playing right now in the conference finals.
Yeah, that's true. I saw in the Rangers series how he gave up like 4 or 5 goals, and it's just like, it's not my fault, or he somehow shrugs it off.
Yeah, he makes a save stand-up style. He just wants to steal the puck. That's the only reason he's like pushing the guy out of the way, unless the guy really does run him. he's not going to do anything. He just wants to save it.
Yeah, lets his defenseman take care of all that, the gritty stuff. And
that's the good thing with
takes a
Ottawa. They
shot.
got Phaneuf and Mathot. I mean, they are not afraid to clear the net.
Right, and Eric Carlson's been a huge deal.
Yeah,
going on.
he's been a little more physical lately,
Yeah,
which has been nice to see out of your captain. Excuse me. And then in the Nashville Ducks series, I think the Predators, they're gonna, go back to, I believe, Anaheim tomorrow. Yep, for Game 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's that game. It's now a 3-game series.
Yeah, and
You got to win 2.
Nashville's been resilient. Ducks have been very aggressive. It's really hard to say.
And Anaheim always have good fans in the playoffs.
Yeah, I could say that.
Not in the regular season. I mean, there's been empty crowds even in the playoffs, but they've been loud.
Well, I remember when Edmonton, took them. They had that comeback. They were up like 3-0, I think. Ducks fans left.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yep.
So except that one time.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's still California. Let's give them a little bit of a break, I guess.
Yeah, remember the panel? They had to sit there for 3 hours in
Oh,
the
my
regular
goodness.
season.
Yeah. But we'd just like to thank you all for tuning in again, and for, please like us on Facebook. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. We love to hear your comments. It's awesome that, we get to cover all this NHL madness that is the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice seeing a meeting of the minds always. It's fun seeing a little rough and tumble out there compared to the slow regular season. But, it happens.
Very long
It is
regular
playoff
season.
hockey.
Yeah, it's the best type of hockey. I mean, there's no postseason like the NHL has, and it's awesome.
Really, there is none.
Yeah.
It's a battle. And
It's a war. I mean, that's how they describe it. These NHL players, there are no friends.
Yeah, I mean, even during the broadcast last night during Nashville and Anaheim, I guess all the Micheletti or Boucher was saying that all the Swedish players got together and said, let's put our friendships on hold until after the playoffs are done.
Oh, yeah, there's Mark Ekholm on one side, and then I believe it was
Silverberg and
it was Silverberg, and I think
Lindholm, and I think you got Arvidsson and
Yeah.
Philip Forsberg, who's been a beast. I mean, that guy's been nuts.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
he
been
had
straight
to
out
come
of
up
con-
big.
He's been straight out of control. That guy's like, he has grown up as a player, and to think that he came from the Capitals in the Martin Erat trade.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's definitely a heartbreaker right there. I mean, he's picked up his play, he's matured, and he's been clutch. He's been what the Predators needed him to be. They were double shifting him last night. He's so important.
Oh, yeah. But thank you again, folks, for tuning in, and we'll be with you again next Friday. And it'll probably be the start of the Stanley Cup Finals.
Let's see, 2 games.
Unless a Game 7 happens. Let me check the schedule really quick here, Chad. Yep. By next Friday, we will know who is in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Okay, we'll do a preview then.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Because if both series go to Game 7, it'll be Wednesday, May 24th for Anaheim and Nashville, and Thursday, May 25th for Ottawa and Pittsburgh.
They'll be the Game 7s?
Yep.
Oh.
Possible Game 7s. So
Possible.
we'll see who does what, and, it'll be fun to bring you a preview. Thanks again for tuning in, folks.
Thank
Hope
you.
you guys have a great weekend and enjoy the rest of your week.